Hi everyone, my name is Daniel, and today we are going to be speaking to you about why still go to university. But we're going to be speaking to you in the context of the pandemic, as we know that some students might have some concerns and questions about how's university going to be like for me when I go, how's current students' experience of university now. So we thought we'll put a video together to highlight them questions and hopefully ease some of the concerns which you have as well. So what are we going to be speaking about today? So we're going to be speaking about university, is it still worth going? The experience of current students studying in the pandemic, and also applying for student finance and other financial support. So to start off with, why do students go to university, and has the pandemic affected any of the reasons of why students still want to go? So why do students go to university? We found out a few reasons of why students go to university. And the 6 reasons we came up with is interest in the chosen subject, first step into a career path, enjoying studying and learning, likely to have a higher salary, independence and freedom, and meeting new people. So we've only got 6 down, but we always say that whatever reason you want to go to university is okay. It's down to you. The reason why you want to go is your choice. But we found out that 56% of students want to go to university because they were interested in a chosen subject. And also we found out that 29% of students wanted to go because of independence and freedom. But as we said, it's your decision. And I can say for me, the reason why I wanted to go to university was for independence and freedom and to meet new people. That's just because I've never lived alone by myself before. And I thought it would be a great opportunity to learn some skills and get some experience of living by myself. And I actually found out through the process that I really enjoy learning, and I didn't imagine that I could say that a few years ago when I was in sixth form. But now I feel that now I've found a subject which I really love, and that's business management. And I've been able to gain more insight into that subject area, and I'm always continuously wanting to learn as well. And I always say that university, the learning experience is very, very different to what you might, it's different to what you might be experiencing in school and college. No, yeah, school and college, but it's also tailored for yourself, for the course that you want to study and institute you want to go to as well. And you can really make that decision down to yourself. How do you think the pandemic has affected the reasons of why students want to go to university now? If you'd like to type in your thoughts into the comment section, and you can pause the video here as well. But of course, the pandemic's definitely affected the reasoning of why students want to go to university, and we do feel like the main reason is the economical factors. So now students more than ever are wanting to go to university because, as you might know, the job market is not in a place in what it was, let's say, 2 years ago. And they're thinking, if I go to university now, by the time I finish university, the job market will be in a better place. And through that process of going to university, you've had the opportunity to upskill yourself and get that degree. And that degree is something that nobody will be able to take from you as well. So we definitely feel like now more than ever, students are wanting to go to university to upskill themselves. And by the time they finish, the job market will be in a better place for them to get that all important job that they've always wanted as well. So we thought we'll speak to current students and see how their current experience is being, because we feel like it's definitely best to hear about students that are going through university, because they know how it's been like for them, they know what the experience has been like for them as well, and they're able to answer the questions best in terms of their university experience as well. So I got to have a phone call, a Zoom call with the current students, our ambassadors, and it was great to actually hear about their current experience. So let me hand it over to them now, and you can hear what we spoke about and the questions that they answered for me. Hi everyone. Thank you for joining us today. I'm with 2 ambassadors, and we're going to be speaking to you about why go to university and maybe outlining some of the concerns you might have about going to university in this current climate. If you'd like to introduce yourselves, ambassadors.
Hiya, I'm Chloe McKendrick. I'm in my final year studying politics and international relations.
Hi, I'm Celine Moya. I am studying a master's in illustration.
And what year are you both in?
My 3rd year.
Yeah.
I'm doing a master's, so postgraduate.
Yeah. So your uni experience has kind of been transcending from, let's say, learning prior to COVID and then going through it and then now finishing, when we're quite hopeful that it's going to be a little bit better by the time that year 13's come to university, isn't it?
Oh, definitely. It's been a big change because we've had my first year was before the pandemic, then second year it broke, and then now it's a big difference, but it's still uni.
Yeah, you're still getting that sort of experience, but some of the viewers right now might be concerned about the learning environment at university currently. What would you have to say about that?
I think there was an initial kind of challenge was adapting to virtually doing your lectures and things. I don't think anyone really knew any about Zoom and Teams and things like that. So it was kind of going away from lectures and onto your laptop. And I think one of my personal biggest challenges was making sure I went to lectures instead of going onto Netflix or going onto social media. But the unis really have invested a lot in improving the remote learning experience. I've enjoyed it personally because it's more access to my tutors, more one-on-ones, and you can study anywhere, you know, at home or accommodation, etc. And it's really good that you can make notes pretty quickly. It's all recorded for you as well. Most of the unis record it too, which is a huge bonus.
Yeah, I think it's been good to work at your own pace, and I think this new blended work learning environment has benefited some students who were struggling with the more physical learning, going to uni. I mean, I've saved a lot of money not commuting to campus because I live off campus, and yeah, you can just kind of do things at your own pace, and the tutors have been really helpful throughout as well.
Yeah, most definitely. I feel like now that maybe initially they weren't too aware of how we can support students more, or it's definitely an aspect of remote learning. And I feel like through this period, of course, I'm a student as well. So now I realize how much support there is out there as I didn't before. And also the university, I feel like they've worked extremely hard to try and put everything in place to still get that sort of uni experience, and also get the support in order to achieve really, and to just, make the most out of your time at uni. So so you wouldn't tell current year 13s that they should feel concerned about coming to university? So they shouldn't really have any concerns about coming, yeah?
I mean, yeah, I understand that they would have concerns. I would too. It's definitely not an ideal way to start uni, but the universities have been doing a lot to make this experience as good as possible. And actually, my uni experience during the pandemic has overall been positive. Even though I'm doing a practical degree, our tutors have really made themselves available for us and have supported us a lot. And yeah, it's actually been a pretty good experience overall.
Yeah, I definitely agree. I think the uni has put so much in place to provide support from us, like not only in our studies, but the loneliness within the pandemic too. It's been great, and I'm sure it will continue throughout. But yeah, personally, I've received support. It's really good to have one-on-ones as well, at any time, instead of having to book when they're in their office. It cuts out a lot of time from going between lectures too, so you can just pop on Zoom and talk to them for a couple of minutes, which is a huge bonus, especially if you have any questions.
Yeah, most definitely. It's quite funny you say that, because prior to this, I didn't know that there was so much support, and to be honest, I didn't even know who some of the members of the staff were. But now you've got the opportunity, because you're quite restricted. Well, you were quite restricted to what you can get access to and who you can get access to. But now I feel like, with the awareness that students now have, and also staff, they now have an awareness of some of the concerns of where students might need support as well. So definitely, I feel like it's definitely going to transcend into next academic year. But Chloe, you touched quite nicely on something which feeds into what I was going to ask next about loneliness. So in terms of social life, I know for me and for you guys as well, the social aspect of uni has altered slightly. Well, yeah, has altered slightly. In terms of your university experience, what are your thoughts on this? Like, has there anything you've done within socializing at university this current time?
I think socializing has differed because we need to stay safe, and we have to social distance. It's a big difference from when I was in my first year and we had like the clubs and stuff like that we could go to. But societies are still running. The Students' Union are still putting events on, even though they're virtually. There's still opportunities to engage with other students,
Yeah.
And measures in place. Loads of events which is amazing because it engages with load of different students.
Mm.
But yeah, I personally live in halls. which hasn't affected my socializing at all. You know, I'm still living with students, and we're allowed to mingle with our flatmates, of course. So yeah, it's adapted, it's changed, but there's still a hell of a lot of socializing at university.
Quickly as well, because sorry, Celine, societies, because I know when I was a student, I didn't know what society was until I came to university. Do you want to expand quickly on what societies are?
Yeah, so a society is a group for students, run by students. It's entirely voluntary. A committee runs a society, runs events, etc. There's so many different societies. You know, there's faith, cultural, anything from, I don't know, a Game of Thrones society, a cheese society. There's also, you know, a Hindu society, to an LGBT society. So there's so many different groups to get involved with. Most unis have over 100 different societies. So there's a lot of groups that you can engage with.
Most definitely. Sorry for cutting you off, Celine.
Oh, no, not at all. Yeah, I remember when I first started uni in my first year, I joined like 5 different societies and they kind of clashed with each other. So I had to drop a few of them. Yeah. I got really excited about them. But yeah, they're really great. And also, I think next year, by the time year 13s start uni, yeah, hopefully things will be better and the social aspect of uni will be kind of back to normal.
Yeah, for sure. Definitely, that was really good to hear from our current students and hear about their experience of university. But as you might see on the screen, you might be able to see a website which we thought you can get more insight into what university will be like if you choose to go, and if you choose to go to a certain institute and a certain course. But as you can see, we've got 2 websites. The first one I'd like to talk about is discoveruni.gov.uk. And that website basically lets you cross and compare different universities, different courses, and see how students feel about their university and about their course as well. And you can cross compare that, so you might be able to look at a different university and a different course. You might be able to look at the same university and the same course as well. You can really tailor it to how you want to use it. And we also have the studentroom.co.uk, and through that you get to hear from current experience and hear current students and hear about their experience of university as well. And it'll allow you to just get a better understanding to see if a certain university is for you. And yeah, we'll basically guide you into making that all-important decision as well. I'd really recommend as well you speaking to current students so you can really hear about how they found university, and it'll give you a good picture on how university might be like if you choose to go as well. But I'll let you hear from our current ambassadors again. I'd like to pass it back on to them. Definitely, before you come to uni, you might be worrying about financial aspects. I know I came to uni with no money at all, which I feel like is perfectly okay. But definitely, there is so much support out there which some students might not be aware of. Do you want to talk a little bit about how maybe student finance covered you and what student finance is and how it helps you through your uni experience?
So yes, I have a student loan, and I don't think I would have been able to come to uni without it. But basically, you get tuition fee and a maintenance fee. Oh no, sorry. You get a tuition loan and a maintenance loan. So the tuition loan goes directly to the uni, directly to the course, while you keep your maintenance. It's put straight into your bank account. It can range from anywhere between, I believe, £3,000 right up to £12,000, depending on where you go to university and how much you're allowed to be given. But yeah, this maintenance is meant to cover your rent, etc. too, and you get this, I believe, every single year you're at uni, up to 4 years, I believe, for an undergraduate position, undergraduate course. But yeah, I get mine semesterly, so I get my money every 3 or 4 months, so it's not too bad, and it normally gets you through.
Yeah, and usually if that's not enough, most students get a part-time job. So we're working as student ambassadors, and I've done some tutoring in the past. So there are lots of things you can do to support yourself financially throughout uni.
Yeah, sure. And also, definitely during this time especially, people did not know about, let's say, bursaries, scholarships, etc., etc. I didn't know there was half of the bursaries and scholarships which were available. So I'll definitely consider, tell students to consider looking at bursaries, scholarships, and any financial support that they can get support with. And the university are so helpful, like they'll direct you to contacts in which you can basically find that support. But talking about the financial aspects, what are the costs associated with your maintenance loan? So your living costs, what type of living costs out there? Maybe Celine, do you want to go?
I find that I spend most of my money on food. That's the biggest chunk of my where my money goes to, and obviously there are other things like Chloe mentioned, paying rent and utility bills, but also leisure and entertainment, like going for a drink with your friends in pre-pandemic times and hopefully post-pandemic times as well. Yeah, just also self-care and other services you might need.
Chloe?
Yeah, I spend my maintenance loan on my rent, definitely. That's my main thing that comes out of my maintenance loan, but also food, essentials really. Netflix is a big essential at the moment through the pandemic, so I pay for Netflix too, but also socializing. You know, I have money aside for entertainment. Pre-pandemic, you know, cinema, pubs, restaurants, you know, the student life really, which is really good. You know, although I spend it on food, probably too many takeaways with a student life, you know, too many Dominoes here and there, but yeah, there's definitely a lot of things you can buy with your maintenance loan.
Yeah, I definitely, that's the fun out of going to university. Being a student, you excuse yourself from ordering takeaways because you might be living by yourself and maybe one night you don't really want to cook. But yeah, so I wish I was in a position watching this. I wish I had two ambassadors speaking to me who are currently at university, because I know when I was in year 13, year 12, I did not have current students speaking to me about what university life could be like, or life after year 13. And to be honest, I did not have a clue what I'd be getting myself into when I'm going to university. But what advice would you give to the viewers who are watching this, like the year 13s that might be considering to aspire to go to uni?
I would say to work hard, study subjects you want to study, that you have an interest in, and don't let people influence you negatively on what to study. Study what you want to study. That's always the best thing that I keep in my head, is that I'm here because I chose what I wanted to study, because I have an interest in it. So it's to work hard, but also take time out to rest and watch your own well-being too. You know, don't overwork yourself too much.
What would sorry.
Oh, no, sorry.
what were the other things you were considering prior to coming to university? Like, were there ever any, let's say, getting a job after, getting an apprenticeship? And through that, what kind of made you finalize your decision about going to uni?
I always I'm the first person in my family to go to university, but I was kind of aware of university when I was in college. Other people wanted to go too. So when I saw that, you know, university was open for me, I can financially afford it because of the student loans, then I jumped to the chance. It was a good opportunity to learn how to live independently as well as study. And I never really thought about going straight to work. I always kind of had an idea that I would like to go to university from college. But yeah, it's been a great experience. It's made me learn how to live independently. Yeah.
Celine?
Yeah, so when I was before uni, I wasn't even sure if I wanted to go to uni or what to study. So I was kind of in the dark about some of my options, and my family was encouraging me to go down more traditional paths. My dad is an engineer, and he really wanted me to do engineering as well. So it took me quite a while to figure out what I wanted to do. And yeah, I studied psychology first, but then I realized I actually wanted to study illustration. So now I'm doing an MA in illustration. I'm so happy I did that. But I wasn't really thinking about going straight into work after my A levels either. I was just kind of trying to figure out what I wanted to do more in general. But I did get part-time jobs throughout uni and gained some work experience after my first degree. So yeah.
So what were the main things you liked about your uni experience? Like, yeah.
I think it was just being among so many other like-minded people. Obviously, in college you have your friends and you might get along really well with them, but in uni you have people from all over the world who are studying a subject, the same subject as you, so they have similar interests, or you meet them in your societies, so you have really like thousands of people that you can meet, and there are bound to be some people that are really close to you. And yeah, that's been amazing, just meeting loads of different people and making really good friends, and learning to live independently. I think that I'm really glad I did that, because living in halls on my own really taught me to, how much food to buy and how to cook for myself and how to manage bills and all that. So it's been a really valuable experience.
Yeah, you touched quite well on something which I was going to bring up as well. It's about friends. Maybe Chloe, you can answer this one. Coming to uni, you might be a little bit worried. I know some of your 30s might be worried about, am I going to make any friends? How was that experience been for you? Because definitely I came to university with an open mind, thinking I'm going to make new friends, and yeah, just try and see what people are like that are not from my area. So yeah, tell me about the experience of building friendships. Was it easy? Was it difficult? Were there any challenges?
I think so. When I first came to uni, this was pre-pandemic times. You're put straight, if you're living on accommodation, you're put straight in with, I was living with 10 other people, I believe. So straight away you begin to mingle. You're encouraged to join societies. You're encouraged to go to events where you meet a lot of new people, because every first year is in exactly the same position. Everyone is looking to make new friends and to make uni their new home away from home. So yeah, I think, you can still make loads of new friends now, even in the pandemic. There's a lot of events put into place so you can meet new people. But I definitely, living in halls has definitely helped me make new friends more easier, because you're living with these people every day, you're cooking with these people every day. So definitely halls has really made it easy to make friends.
Yeah, I definitely feel like I didn't realize how easy it would be to make friends at university, and I forget that everyone's in the same boat. Everyone wants to make friends as well. So definitely friendships. I think the second I stepped onto campus, someone came up to me and spoke to me, and it was different to what I've ever experienced, because I didn't realize people were so open. But definitely at university, it taught me it's very, very easy to make friends. But thank you to you both for speaking to our year 30s again today. I definitely feel like they got something out of this, because some of the information you gave was quite new to me as well. But I just wanted to wrap this up saying university is definitely more than studying, and I think you guys can agree. Like, as I said before, probably studying wasn't the main reason why I wanted to come to university, but I definitely, through the process, I've learned how much I've enjoyed studying. And yeah, definitely. Can you guys agree that it's more than just a degree?
For sure, it's about getting your independence and just living your life. It's a new experience, and yeah, I wouldn't change my experience for the world.
Yeah, I definitely agree as well.
Yeah.
It's so much more than getting a degree. You kind of get to discover who you are. Yeah, it's a really great experience.
Yeah, that's very, very true. Definitely discovering who you are. I didn't really feel like I knew myself prior, but definitely when I went to university, I found that. And on the academic side, there are so much opportunities for you to upskill yourself, like through a part-time job, also taking up extra qualifications outside your degree. I even did that myself. I did like a business management course, which I was able to put my CV as well to get more skills, basically. But yeah, thank you again, and hopefully the students have found this of use.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah, thanks. Bye.
Hopefully it's useful to them.
So I hope you enjoyed hearing from our current ambassadors, but let's move on. Let's look at applying for student finance and other financial support. What information is included in your application, and when do you submit? So the tuition fee loan is money that you receive for your tuition fee. It's very simple, but all eligible students are eligible if they all eligible students will qualify for the full amount. So that basically means if you're eligible for the student finance and you're going for a full-time degree course, you'll be able to receive £9,250. And if you're studying a foundation degree, you are capped at £6,125. And this is paid directly into the university and not to your bank account, unlike the other source of income you get with your student finance, which we'll talk about a bit later. But I feel like this is great, because this is one less thing you need to worry about when you're at university, as that tuition fee gets paid directly to your university. So your maintenance loan. So the maintenance loan is like basically your living costs, and that is based on your family income, where you study, and where you live. And this table breaks it down to you as well. So if your household income is 25,000 and under, your household, if your household income is 25,000 or under, and you're studying away from London and you're not living at home, the maintenance loan you'll be entitled to is £9,203. And let's say your household income was 35,000 and under, and you're living at home, you'll be entitled to a maximum of £6,442. And I'll also put a link in the description regarding the student finance calculator. And that makes it very simple for you. It mirrors this as well, but you just fill in your details and it'll allow you to see how much you'll be entitled to before you even put your application through as well. So I'll put the link for that into the description. And I'll also put a link in the links in the description for the Discover Uni and also the student room as well. So where does your maintenance loan go? So as you know, I'm a student now, and I thought I will think about some of the things which I spent my money on whilst at university. And these were the costs I thought of when that came to mind. And some of them might look a bit familiar to you now when you're at school or college. These might be some of the things which you spend your maintenance loan on as well. But yeah, it's the same as what you might be doing now, as I just said, but you just have to basically manage your money, because you're getting a sum of money in 3 separate installments, and you have to make sure that you cover the cost for all of these. But it's not hard, it's not difficult. Everyone's been able to do it. I've gone to university, but it might just take a little bit of learning as well. So extra support. So a lot of students are not aware of the extra support which is out there for the students, but we came up with some of the support out there. So the things we came up with are bursary, scholarships, and disabled student allowance. So a bursary is a sum of money which is paid to help students with costs associated with university. So we found out through a study that over 8% of students don't know that they're entitled to a bursary, and we feel like as students that are entitled to a sum of money, you should really be taking this on, and it's quite unfortunate that a lot of students aren't aware of that. But in order to find out if you're entitled to, you can just get in contact with the university which you're going to. You don't have to even be there before, and you can apply. They can direct you in how to apply it as well. Next, we got a scholarship. So scholarships are usually linked to academic results and ability in certain subjects. They're the scholarships which are associated with university, and that will be basically on the university website where you can find them. But also third-party scholarships, which so many organizations offer, and that is basically found through a quick Google search. I could put a link in the description for one I found, which was the scholarships which are for BAME students, which I thought was pretty amazing, that BAME students are allowed to get scholarships which are just tailored to themselves. And I always say, regardless from where you're from, I feel like there's a scholarship there for everyone. If you're wanting to get a scholarship, I know that you'll be able to find one if you look for it. But yeah, there's so many scholarships out there. I'll put a link in the description for a few which I found it as well. We also have the disabled student allowance, and that is a sum of money to help cover costs for those who may have mental health problems or long-term illnesses and other diseases, and that can be applied for directly through a university and also on the student finance application as well. If you forget that, you can just go through your university. It won't be a problem at all. So here's the student loan debt. So of course, another concern might be, I'm going to be in so much debt when I finish university as well. But I definitely feel like, and a lot of us at Aspire High feel like, there's a lot of misunderstanding with regards to repaying the student finance. But hopefully with this, it puts it into context on how the repayment works. So let's say we need to fast forward back to you finish university now, you've graduated, and let's say you're earning a salary which is 27,000, and your monthly income will be £2,250. Approximately monthly, you'll be only paying £3 a month, and that gets taken directly from your payslip. So you won't have to basically go somewhere and pay it. You won't have to log onto a website and pay it. That gets deducted from your payslip straight away. So you basically don't notice it as well. But basically, the money you repay is 9% of your income, which is above the earning threshold, and the earning threshold is £26,575. So whatever more you earn above that, you'll be paying 9% from your annual income. And if you don't pay in 30 years, that gets wiped off completely. So in 30 years, if you haven't repaid your student finance, that gets deducted from anything that you've got left, basically. But I always say that university is an investment, so you're getting something out of it. It's not like you're going to university and you're not getting a degree, nor the experience. I always say the degree is such a small part of the uni experience, but uni is so much more than that. but you're getting a degree which is so valuable and which can take you so far as well. So I definitely feel like university is an investment in itself. Okay, so we've got here the pay index tool, and then though we don't feel like the most important reason to go to university is the earnings afterwards, we do know that for students that is the reason why they want to go to university, and we always say that whatever reason you want to go to university is entirely your choice. And if you want to get that better job and better salary, because if the reason why you want to go to university is to get that better job or better salary, then that's your reason. So to cater to yourselves, we thought we'll partner up with the pay index tool, and that helps you basically explore what life could look like after university. So what do you use in the tool? So you can find out where people from different regions go to university for different courses, where they are located after university, and your earning potential after you've graduated from these courses. So it basically lets you fill in every variable you need to basically find out what life could look like from previous students' data, and in terms of from yourselves as well. So I feel like it's a great tool to basically see what life could look like when you've graduated, and it can definitely guide you in making that all important decision university as well. And to register to that, you can see the QR code on the screen now, but I'll also put a link in the description in regards to the link for the link, so you can sign up via that if the QR code is not working for you as well. Top tips, what's next? So I hope you've definitely got something out of this video, and it might have answered some of the questions and concerns which you might have had. But of course, we definitely feel like some students might have felt the students would have affected current students' experience at university, and in somewhat way it has. But we definitely feel like some of the reasons it has affected students' university experience is for the better, because there's definitely new ways that staff now know that students can learn, and there's more flexibility in the way students want to learn as well. So we really feel like the learning experience is definitely tailored to the student now more than ever as well. But moving forward for yourselves, we definitely advise that you speak to current students. So we also did say the student room where you can speak to current students, and also Discover University where you can hear from current university experience. We'll put a link for those in the description. But of course, if you know any students, speak to them. I know they'll be happy to help if you just ask as well. Attend virtual open days. They're very good. I definitely feel like open days is a good way to know if there's certain institutes for you, and of course the course. But I know there's some universities that are doing in-person open days as well. So just check with the university that you want to go to and see what type of open days they're doing as well. Register and explore the free pay index tool. Again, we went through that, but I'll put the link for that in the description. Student finance deadline, please make sure you apply for your student finance on time, because it's so important. And of course, I always say make the right decision for yourself and make sure it's right for you. It's down to you. You'll be going through the process, so just make sure you pick the right reasons for you. And of course, you might make a mistake, but please just try and decide if you want to go to university. Have a good think, and maybe speak to your teachers as well, and they might be able to help you through that as well. And of course, A-level results date for that is on the screen now. So I hope you enjoyed that. Please like, subscribe, and leave a comment if you've got any questions. Alternatively, you can go on our Aspire Higher website and ask us questions through there. And you can also access free resources as well. The link for that will be in the description. And on the screen now, you might be able to see 2 videos directing you to the student finance and personal statement, where you can find out more about how to write that, which can support you through your application process. I thank you very much for listening, and I hope you all have a good day.